Positive reframing is one of my favorite ways of thinking and speaking in family sessions. It's based on the assumption that for every negative thought or feeling or behavior a person has, there's a positive intention or characteristic of the person being expressed. For every negative thought, feeling, behavior that a human being has or does, there's a positive intention or characteristic behind it. Someone name a negative behavior, anything. This is a very positive group. Can you think of anything negative? Lying, positive intention, or characteristic behind it?
Not hurting one's feelings.
Not hurting someone's feelings? What else?
Protecting.
Who?
Himself.
Himself. Self-protection. A young child gets in a fight with a school kid. A fighting could be getting the emotions out. It could be defending themselves. It could be teaching a lesson to another child. Now, fighting is not a good way to do that. But it's not the behavior we're focused on. It's the intention, what the child's trying to do. Now, when you reframe, it doesn't change people's lives. They don't look at it and say, I've never thought of that before. I'm going out and have a happy life. Thank you. They're more likely to look at you like a cow looking at a new fence. Where'd that come from? With positive reframing, there are about 4 points to keep in mind. The first is don't overuse it. I think 2 or 3 times during a 1-hour session is probably enough. If you use it too much, it dilutes its effect, plus they will think you don't understand them. It can disconnect you from their pain. So use it sparingly. Another point to keep in mind is don't say it unless you believe it. If you don't believe what you're going to say, best to wait until they say something you can reframe that you do believe. Our credibility is very important in therapy. We don't want to risk it on any kind of communication technique. Third thing to do is say it affirmatively. It is clear to me that you are working hard to communicate rather than it sounds like. It sounds like it's too tentative. This is positive reframing, so we need to state it in a very affirmative way. It is clear to me, obviously you, and so forth. So just throw it out there as your contribution. And the fourth thing to keep in mind is don't try to sell it. If they say, no, that's not what I was doing, or something to that effect, don't try to explain it and sell it. You get into funny conversations that way. So just throw it out there. If they say, oh, I don't know, where'd you come up with that? Just say, oh, it just popped up, and move right on. If you reframe to somebody and say, what do you mean by that? And you, can't you see that the glass is half full rather than half empty? And you go ahead and talk to them about it. Can't you see you really want communication? No, I don't. She ain't going to talk to me. It suits me just fine. So you get into funny conversations. See, you don't sell it. If they say, one teenager, I did this one time, that was stupid. I said, I know, it just popped up, excuse me. And go right on, see? Just don't defend it, argue about it, sell it. Don't oversay it, 3 times enough. And state it affirmatively and clearly. It's your contribution. They don't have to accept it. It's not for sale. It's just it's an observation of the moment that you believe. I have to find a way to put a positive spin on their efforts, because to talk only about weaknesses and problems in the family is narrow. They'll feel like they haven't done anything right all their lives. Of course they have. If they weren't partly successful and been doing something right all these years, they wouldn't be together as a family. They would have dissolved as a family a long time ago, and they certainly wouldn't be cohesive enough to be here together in counseling. So it's an attempt to find the strengths behind the problems. Individuals have problems. Families have problems. Doesn't mean they don't have any strengths. Reframing It has a lot of uses. You can use it with group therapy. You can use it with individual therapy. You can use it in families. It's very versatile. It's a way of thinking more than a technique. It'll change the way you think about human behavior. There's always a positive intention behind what a person is doing or saying or feeling that is important. It reaches out to confirm the person. It helps them put their best foot forward. It shows that you are trying to confirm them and their good intentions or their character. You can't mess up reframing. Just throw it out there. I mean, they're not going to stop and say, that wasn't a very good reframe. Can you try that again? The family doesn't know what we're doing. Just throw it out there. Don't worry about it. And another point is don't think too hard. If you have to think about reframing, it takes you out of the room. It takes you out of the moment, and you skip some of the things your clients have said. So learn it well enough with practice. There's some things in the Blue Book to practice so that it stays in the back of your mind, and when you need it, it comes up.